Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Radhe Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda,
Radhe Govinda,
Govinda Govinda Radhe,
Govinda Radhe,
Govinda Radhe,
Govinda Radhe.
Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram,
Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram,
Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram,
Nityananda Ram Jaya Nityananda Ram.
Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram,
Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram,
Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram,
Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Radhe Shyam Radhe Shyam,
Radhe Shyam Jaya 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 Radhe Shyam.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare.
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra,
Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra,
Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra.
Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Gurudeva You want to say? You want to do better? Oh, probably you want to.
Oh, come.
Play, Prabhu, play. We'll follow you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Louder, please.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Bolo
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone louder.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram,
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 Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Balaram,
Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram,
Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram,
Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam,
Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam,
Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam,
Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam,
Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam,
Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam,
Radha Radhana, Radha Radhana, Radha Radhana, Radha Radhana,
Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jagannath, Jai Jagannath.
Radha Radha Nath, Radha Radha Nath, Radha Radha Nath, Radha Radha Nath, Radha Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Everyone. Jaya So everyone can please raise your hands in the air. I'm going to do it much, much louder. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Nitai Gaur Premanandi,
Haribo,
Shri Krishna Janmashtmi Maha Mahotsava Ke
Jai,
Shri Krishna Janmashtmi Maha Mahotsava Ke
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja Ke
Jai,
Namaste Namahata Ke
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada Ke
Jai,
Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Haribo.
नृसिंहदेव भगवान की
जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की गौ प्रेमानंदे। नमस्ते नरसिंहाया, नमस्ते नरसिंहाया, प्रहलाद लाद दायिनी, हिरण्याकाशी पूर्वक्षः, श्रीलतंका नकालाये, इतो निशिंगो परतो निशिंगो, बोलो यतो यतो यामिततो निशिंगो, बहिर्निशिंगो हृदये निशिंगो, बहिर्निशिंगो हृदये निशिंगो, नसिंगं मदिं चरणा प्रपदे, नसिंगं मदिं चरणा प्रपदे, तव कर कमलावरे नाकाम अद्भुत श्रृंगार, दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनु भृंगाम, कैसा बदिता नारा हरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, भव कर कमला कैसे बदिता नारा हरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, तव कर कमलावरे नाकाम अद्भुत श्रृंगार, दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनु भृंगार, कैसा बदिता नारा हरि रूपा, जय जगदीश हरे, जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, बोलो बोलो हे नरसिंह देव भगवान। जय नृसिंहदेव, 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 जय नृसिंहदेव, जया प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Lakshmi Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Gau Premanande.
Hare Krishna. Hands up in the air, all of us. Hare Krishna. On behalf of the Lamasi Namahasha and the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, founded by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, a very warm welcome to today's Namahasha program. Before I continue, a very big thank you to our Kirtan team. Thank you for always giving us the start with this positive vibrations. Rasika Prabhu, Mahananda Prabhu, Radhanath. Let's give them a huge round of applause, all of them. Always creating such auspiciousness and positive vibrations to start our program. So thank you so much. I'm looking into the crowd and I'm seeing so many faces, and I see we have a few new faces. My Kaki, Sarita Kaki sitting here. A warm welcome to you. And anybody else that's here for the first time, please raise your hands. Don't be shy. I'm not going to call you out to the front. Just raise your hands so we know that you're new. So let's give them a warm welcome by giving them a round of applause as well. Thank you so much for joining us on this very auspicious evening. And we look forward to seeing you all at our future Namahasha programs as well. So yes, a much awaited weekend. It is our Sri Krishna Janmashtmi celebrations. And I think it's one of the highlights on our Vaishnav calendar that we wait for every year. And it's been so much of positivity and excitement with Gita week starting and leading up to this amazing weekend. So thank you so much for being here with us. And it is my absolute honor and privilege in introducing our speaker for today, His Grace Isvara Puri Prabhu. Let's give him a round of applause. Prabhu is a disciple of His Holiness Giriraj Swami, and he has served in ISKCON for almost 3 decades, a very, very long time. He is a medical doctor by profession, and we all know him for his amazing classes. He's been to our Namahasha a few times. Many of us will remember the very, very inspirational and motivational classes that he gave to us, and always left us with a lasting imprint of so many profound insights into our scriptures and Shastra. We also know Isvara Puri Prabhu for his very, very breathtaking kirtans, ecstatic kirtans. He gets us all into a very, very deep place in our hearts where we really immerse ourselves in the Maha Mantra. So very exciting to have Prabhu here with us. A very warm welcome to you, Prabhu, and thank you for joining us. So I will now hand over to Prabhu. Let's give him another round of applause.
Just one mridanga player, right? Whoever wants to play, just one, right? So let's read it. Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janvalabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janvalabha Jaya Gopi Janvalabha Jayo Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janvalabha Jaya Yashodhanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Jaya Yashodhanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Jaya Yashodhanandana Jaya Braja Janaranjana Jaya Yamun Tira Vanachari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamun Tira Vanachari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Hey Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gopanande. Thank you. Lower? Yeah. Yeah. Hare Krishna, everyone. Drop that volume, right? This is such a beautiful girl, and thank you very much for making this. I feel very uncomfortable wearing it. So really thank you whoever did that. I really appreciate it. It's really beautiful. So welcome to the Lamasi Namahata, our home away from home. For Mahaprasad and his family, it literally is his home. So thank you for opening your home to all of us. We really do appreciate it. Just by a show of hands, who's here for the first time? One, two, three. Okay, so welcome, and thank you for joining us on this cold Friday evening. But it's so warm here, is it not? It's the people that are making it warm. Beautiful kirtan, beautiful hosts, and wonderful setup. So as we know, we're on the eve of Janmashtmi. Janmashtmi is the transcendental appearance or birthday of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. And a couple of days ago, I asked Mahaprasad, what should we speak of? And I kind of gave him a hint, and I said, it's the eve of Janmashtmi. We have to speak a little bit about that. And he said, yes, we should. And he said, can you please also speak a little bit about devotional service? So the two go hand in hand. Lord Krishna's birth and devotional service. So we'll touch on both. So before we do that, we'll read our invocation prayers. Apart from Jagannath Prabhu and Rasika Shekhar, who really is here for the first time, invocation prayers are just mantras or prayers in glorification of the line of our spiritual masters. That means from Srila Prabhupada, behind me this beautiful picture of Srila Prabhupada, the last spiritual master in our line who's linked directly to Krishna. So we pray to him that we're able to get some good knowledge to speak nicely. I just got to find it, give me a second. So I always explain what Bhagavad Gita is when we're speaking from Bhagavad Gita. All of you remember Bhagavad Gita, made up of two words, Bhagavad and Gita. We'll do the easy one first. What does Gita mean? Yes, you all should know this now, because every time I come we say it. Song, Geet or Gita. And Bhagavad refers to possesses all opulences. So this here, these 700 verses spoken in 18 chapters, is actually a song. And when you sing it, it's said that it was sang as a conversation between Krishna and his dear friend Arjun on the holy land Kurukshetra just before the battle was done. And when they sang it, it took about 45 minutes. So I promise not to go more than 45 minutes. Okay. All right. So the introduction, these Mangalacharya prayers, everybody should know it by now. Everybody can say with me. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jainam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadhati Swapadantikam. Translation. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. The next. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha. The translation. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and unto the feet of all the Vaishnavas. Next. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. Translation. O my dear Krishna, you are the friend of the distressed and the source of all creation. You are the master of the gopis and the lover of Radharani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. The next verse. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suthe Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Translation. I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavan. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha tat patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, they can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and they full of compassion for the fallen souls. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadhi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. I offer my obeisances to Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivas, and all others in the line of devotion. So everyone will know the Maha Mantra. And you can, as Rasika Shekhar was doing the kirtan and asked everyone to please, in a mood of surrender, we pick our hands up in the air and say the Maha Mantra together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. So, it's a festival weekend, is it not? And festivities about joy and happiness and feasts and dancing and singing and being with friends and dressing up, right? So that's what everybody needs to do over the weekend, okay? So for those of you who are fasting, it's only, 18 hours? That's all. If you can manage, please do that. It's a little sacrifice or austerity we perform to welcome the Lord. We cleanse our hearts and our minds. We don't worry about bringing some pleasure to our senses in terms of food. We focus. The Lord is coming. And if the Lord is coming, that's our focus for the day, right? So it's one day out of 365. For those of you who have health conditions, please don't fast. All right, try your best. You can make some other austerities or difficulties. You can chant extra rounds, do more reading, maybe cook something extra, or wake up a little earlier. But don't put your body into too much of problems, because then you're going to cause some problems and you can't do devotional service continuously as a result. So if you can dry fast, if you've got a young, healthy body and you can dry fast, then you please do that. No water, no solids. If you can't, then have some water, at least. If you can't do that, then have some fruit. But take some vow of vrat to welcome the Lord. Right? Gonna try, everyone? Gentlemen who came in for the first time, you gonna try? Right. Excellent. So as we say, Shri Krishna Janmashtmi, it's a transcendental birthday, right? So as we know, as we've spoken, Krishna, he spoke this Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and it's very significant, right? Dharamkshetra, Kurukshetra, Samaveta Yutsa. It's Dharamkshetra, it's a place, Kshetra, of Dharma, religion. And therefore, immediately, right, when Duryodhana got onto that field and they knew, hey, this is the Holy Land. And therefore, already, the good guys have an advantage, right? Because the land or Mother Earth is going to favor the good guys. So already they knew before the war, before the first arrow was strung or released, chances are that they were all going to die and they were going to lose. So yes, the holy land of Kurukshetra. So before we read the verse, we're going to ask everybody, isn't that a beautiful picture of Krishna? Can you see in that picture? Is Krishna alone? Anyone? Is he alone? Who's saying yes? Well, you little Krishna, you know what's the difference between you and him? There's no flute. Right? So you better get your flute, then you won't be alone. So Krishna's not alone in that picture. His flute, is a personality actually. Anything attached to the Supreme Personality, it's different. It's different. Material is different from spiritual. The flute, and Krishna has 3 types. You know that? Right? So he's got 3 different types of flutes, and each flute made of a little bit different material, and they've got different holes. So like the gentleman who is playing the flutes, he can pick up his bag. So the 3 flutes, anybody know the names? I'll give you the first one. Venu, Vamsi, yeah, there we go. Got the third one. Venu, Vamsi, Murli. So the 3, he's got more than 3. right? So you all saw that. So and they each will give you a different flavor and sound, etc. So according to the flute Krishna uses, one will call the gopis, one will call the cows. One he'll play, nobody else will hear, but it's only that person will hear it. So that's the power of the flute. And you know what's the wonderful thing? Even the gopis are slightly envious of the flute. Do you know why? One, he's attached to his waist the whole day, and the second is gets to touch his lips, right? Fantastic flute, beautiful picture. This has to be God, isn't it, Rasika? Has to be God. Right, so, famous verse, all you Bhagavad Gita scholars. You got to all know this. You can close both your eyes, spin around 10 times, and the words will still be coming out of your mouth as if it never left, right? So all of Bhagavad Gita scholars, chapter 4 is entitled, not all at once, Transcendental Knowledge. Fantastic. And because it's full of transcendental knowledge. Transcendental definition Prabhupada gave us. Above and beyond the material nature. So I don't have time. Okay, hold on. There we go. Our kind hostess, what time do we have till? It's now 20:13. Half past? Half past. We'll leave some time for questions because there's always interesting questions. Right, chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, text number 7. So this verse was made famous by Boy George. Do you remember the song Bow Down Mister? There was a Bollywood singer. Anybody knows her name? Say that again. Asha Bhosle. Excellent. That's our bass guitarist. He knows that. So you'll hear her beautifully singing this. Beautifully. She sings it so beautifully. I must have been 10 or 11. And I remember it like it was yesterday. Beautiful. She sings this Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata Abhyutanam Adharmasya Tadatmanam Shijami Aham. So, let's do the synonyms. Everybody can say, we'll go, so it's the blue and then the black, right? It's blue there, right? Yeah, okay, good. So everybody can say Yada Yada, Yada, Yada. Whenever and wherever. He certainly. Dharmasya, of religion. Glani, discrepancies. Bhavati, become manifested. Bharata, O descendant of Bharat. Who's O descendant of Bharat? Who's he speaking to? Arjun, very good. Abhyutanam, predominance. Adharmasya, of irreligion. Tada, at that time. Atmanam, self. Srijami, manifest. Aham, I. So the translation, I'll say the whole translation and then we'll break it up into a few words, okay? So everybody can repeat, let me say it first and then you can repeat, all right? Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So everyone, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Okay, where are our volunteers for the evening who are going to read the purport? Yeah, there's the red mic and the blue mic. Volunteers? Oh, we got a yellow mic. Oh, it's beautiful colors. Those are all the primary colors, right? Yeah. Okay, who'll go first? The purport. So we just need to read the word Srijami till the end. Great.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so the purport is the word Srijami is significant herein. Srijami cannot be used in the sense of creation because according to the previous verse, there is no creation of the Lord's form or body, since all the forms are eternally existent. Therefore, Srijami means that the Lord manifests himself as he is.
Got it? The Lord manifests himself as it is. Do not doubt, do not fear, do not hesitate. The Lord manifests himself as he is. Okay, let's continue with the next verse. Right? Paritran, she also sang this one. Asha Boshle, she also sang this. You know, she did Yada Yada and then she went into this one. So, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam dharma samstapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So everybody can repeat. Paritranaya, for the deliverance. Sadhunam, of the devotees. Vinashaya, for the annihilation. Cha, and dushkritam, of the miscreants. Dharma, principles of religion. Samstapanartai. Okay, let's break that up. Samstapana artaya, to re-establish. Sambhavami, I do appear. Yuge, millennium. Yuge, after millennium. So I'll read it first. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Everybody. To deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Fantastic. Two amazing verses spoke by the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Krishna is saying this himself. You'll never find that anywhere. God is speaking. God himself is saying this. All right. We've got 1, 2, 3 paragraphs. The first one's a bit long. Second volunteer for the evening. We can split it halfway if you want. I'll tell you when to stop. Don't be shy. Our Bhakti Vaibhav scholar.
I got it.
Sure.
According to Bhagavad Gita, a sadhu, holy man, is a man in Krishna consciousness. A person may appear to be irreligious, but if he has the qualifications of Krishna consciousness wholly and fully, he is to be understood to be a sadhu. And duskritam applies to those who do not care for Krishna consciousness. Such miscreants or duskritams are described as foolish and the lowest of mankind, even though they may be decorated with mundane education, whereas a person who is 100% engaged in Krishna consciousness is accepted as a sadhu, even though such a person may be neither learned nor well cultured. As far as the atheistic are concerned, it is not necessary for the Supreme Lord to appear as he is to destroy them, as he did with the demons Ravana and Kamsa. The Lord has many agents who are quite competent to vanquish demons, but the Lord especially descends to appease his unalloyed devotees, who are always harassed by the demoniac. The demon harasses the devotee even though the latter may happen to be his kin. Although Prahlad Maharaj was a son of Hiranyakashipu, he was nonetheless persecuted by his father. Although Devaki, the mother of Krishna, was a sister of Kamsa, she and her husband Vasudeva were persecuted only because Krishna was to be born of them. So Lord Krishna appeared primarily to deliver Devaki rather than kill Kamsa, but both were performed simultaneously. Therefore, it is said here that to deliver the devotee and vanquish the demon miscreants, the Lord appears in different incarnations.
Well done. Give a round of applause. Our next volunteer.
Sorry, where did you stop again?
The Avatara. Second paragraph.
The Avatara or incarnation of Godhead descends from the kingdom of God for material manifestation, and the particular form of the personality of Godhead who so descends is called an incarnation or Avatara. Such incarnations are situated in the spiritual world, the kingdom of God. When they descend to the material creation, they assume the name Avatara. The Lord says that He incarnates Himself in every millennium. This indicates that He incarnates also in the age of Kali. As stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the incarnation in the age of Kali is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who spreads the worship of Krishna by the Sankirtan movement, or congregational chanting of the holy names, and spread Krishna consciousness throughout India. He predicted that this culture of Sankirtan would be broadcast all over the world, from town to town and village to village. Lord Chaitanya, as the incarnation of Krishna, the personality of Godhead, is described secretly but not directly in the confidential parts of the revealed scriptures, such as the Upanishads, Mahabharata, and Bhagavatam. The devotees of Lord Krishna are very much attracted by the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya. This avatar of the Lord does not kill the miscreants, but delivers them by His causeless mercy.
Fantastic. All right, thank you. Round of applause. So all our readers, all our transcendental readers, you did such a fantastic job. The previous verse, Krishna is explaining in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying how Krishna, he says, I descend myself. In this purport, Srila Prabhupada has touched on a couple of things. The word sadhu, saintly person, versus a duskritam or duskritya, somebody who breaks the principles of religion. And then Srila Prabhupada speaks about how the presence of devotees, they come to disturb the consciousness of the sadhu. And they might even be the kin or family members of the sadhu. And he speaks of two examples, Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu. For those of you who know Nrsimha, they have appeared to protect Prahlad, the son. So Prahlad was a devotee, young boy, 5 years old. And his father was Hiranyakashipu, a great demoniac king. The second example is of Vasudeva and Devaki, the parents of Lord Krishna who were persecuted by Kamsa, the brother of Devaki. Then Srila Prabhupada in the purport speaks of the word avatar, and avatar is defined as one who has descended, right? So avatara can be of many forms, but here Srila Prabhupada is speaking specifically of Krishna when he comes as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then in the last purport, Srila Prabhupada alludes to a very, very important personality. Who is that personality? Lord Chaitanya. So those of you, as Lord Chaitanya is known as the hidden or Chana Avatara, that he's appeared in this age. And actually, most of us don't even know about Lord Chaitanya. Because we're asking, where is God? Right? Where is He? We're all suffering. Where is He? But He's come as soon as 500 and some odd years ago in the state of Bengal to give us something. What did He give us? Yes. Kali Kalinama Rupa Krishna Avatar. That in this age of Kali, Krishna descends as His holy name. Okay? Good. Now, can we look at the pictures? Can we see that? Violence, right? That's what's happening everywhere. War. Ukraine and Russia. Right? North Korea, South Korea. Right? Israel, Gaza. Everybody's just fighting. That's the actual battles that are happening on this planet Earth at this moment, right? On top of that, there are many, many other wars that are happening. Political parties are fighting with themselves, correct? Then, if we even take it on a smaller level, right? Husbands and wives are fighting. Siblings are fighting. Brothers are fighting. Bosses are fighting with their employees. So there's violence everywhere. It's the nature of Kali Yuga. And therefore, we get back to what the verse says, where Krishna says, Vinashaya cha duskritam. Right? Then, dharma samstapanartaya. So, to destroy these violent tendencies or these violent people and re-establish the principles of religion, I come, right? But that's not the primary reason. What's the primary reason? Yes, paritranaya sadhunam. That's why it's first. In the verse, paritranaya sadhanam, it's first because that's why he comes. These are secondary. So therefore, in order to attract the appearance of the Lord, we shouldn't engage in war. We should rather be a sadhu. That's the primary reason Krishna will come. So we see that domestic violence, child abuse, gender-based violence, all of these things are happening on a day-to-day basis. So let us hope and pray the sound works, okay? Beautiful definition of what is non-violence, right? What is non-violence? That famous personality, Shriman Mahatma Gandhi, preached this, ahimsa.
It's a very, very deep concept.
We have a mic?
Ahimsa, in its crudest state, means not to cause pain or kill another person. It means nonviolent.
No.
But true ahimsa is about the body, the mind, and the soul.
Okay, let's start it again.
To insult somebody is violence.
Here we go. It should work.
It's a very, very deep concept.
Better?
Ahimsa, in its crudest state, means not to cause pain or kill another person. It means nonviolence. But true ahimsa is about the body, the mind, and the soul. To insult somebody is violence to the mind. To disrespect someone is violence to that person's emotions. To neglect someone is causing pain to somebody. What to speak of physical. So real ahimsa is a humble attitude of genuine respect and concern for the well-being of others. In Sanskrit, there's a beautiful phrase, paradukkaduki, which means real ahimsa is when another person's happiness is your happiness, and another person's suffering is your suffering. And ahimsa is true and satisfying to the heart to the extent it's real, it's honest, and it's inclusive. Not just to our own family members. Of course, charity begins at home. Sometimes that's the hardest thing. But it includes our community. It includes, ahimsa becomes greater as it becomes more inclusive to all humanity. And more inclusive, we're all living beings. Where we really try honestly to minimize the pain that we cause other people, physically or emotionally or spiritually. Some pain has to be there, just for survival, but to minimize it as far as possible. And that's why traditionally, in the yoga community, vegetarianism is a very important thing. Now, from an environmental, ecological perspective, it's a wiser type of diet. From a aesthetic perspective, also. From a health perspective, also. But most of all, it's based on this principle of ahimsa, respecting and honoring the feelings and the life of other beings, and trying to give them happiness rather than suffering, and to make choices accordingly. Now, sometimes what appears to be violence is more ahimsa than to not be violent. It's like there was one proponent of ahimsa who said, I will never ever lift my hand to cause anyone pain in any way. And the person, a newspaper reporter, asked him, what if someone came to violate the chastity, in other words, to rape your daughter, and the only way you can stop it is through physically stopping that person? Would you do it? The person said no. And the journalist said, that is violence. To stand by and not do anything when somebody else is being exploited is another type of, it's a higher violence than taking proper action. Of course, this has to be done with compassion, and this has to be done with wisdom. In Bhagavad Gita, that war was based on ahimsa, in the sense that it had to be fought for the protection of the human race. Without selfish, egoistic motives. I hope that answers your question.
His Holiness Radhanath Swami ki. So, yes, amazing words. To neglect someone, to insult someone, to speak badly to someone, that's a form of violence. So we've got to be very, very careful. And more importantly, sometimes violent or aggressive actions are necessary to prevent horrible things from happening. So, how are we doing with time? 4 minutes over. All right. So there's a whole second part of this presentation, which is actually the appearance of Lord Krishna, but we're 4 minutes over, and I think this is a good time to stop. I hope that we've left some important aspects in our mind. The verses, remember? Chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita, text number 7, text number 8. Krishna is explaining why he comes. Remember? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. And then the next verse, yada paritranaya sadhanam vinashaya cha duskritam. So those are really important, okay? Whenever there's a rise in irreligion and a stopping of religious principles, I dissent myself. And then obviously then he says to protect the devotees and vanquish the demons and re-establish the principles of religion. Krishna is coming. And he has to do it, and when he does come, there's a huge battle that's fought, right? In Bhagavad Gita, massive battle. So I humbly beg that all of you take to this process of Krishna consciousness in a little deeper and a little more sincere. Yes, you're all sincere, I know that, but we can be more sincere. There's perfect, more perfect, and most perfect. And do something special. The last part, I'm going to take just a minute to speak about devotional service. Devotional service is an important aspect. Srila Prabhupada defined the word bhakti not as devotion, but he defined it in its active form, as a verb, right? So he defined bhakti as not devotion, but devotional service. The act of expressing your love for God. And we know that the Lord and his paraphernalia, which include his devotees, are dear to him. Therefore, one can not only serve the Lord directly, but one should also serve the aspect of the devotees. Gopi Bhatu Pada Kamalayo Dasadas Anudas, that Lord Chaitanya himself has said that I am not the servant, but I am the servant of the servant of the servant. So we should always keep that in mind. And in his beautiful bhajan, Bhajahu Remana, Sri Nanda Nandan, he goes on to express in that the principles of devotional service. When he sings Shravana Kirtana, Smarana Vandana, Padasevana Dasyare, Pujana Saki Jana Atmani Vedana, Govinda Dasa Vilashare. So Govinda Das is saying this, that Shravan Kirtan, he's explaining what are the aspects of devotional. Shravan, to hear, like what you all are doing. You're engaging in devotional service by hearing. Then Kirtan, that means chanting the glories of the Lord. Me speaking about Krishna is Kirtan. Me taking the instrument and singing Krishna's name, that is also Kirtan. Smaran, remembering Krishna in our day-to-day activities. Vandanam, offering prayers. In our mind, my dear Lord, you are so beautiful. You are bluish black like the Sambhag clouds. You carry a beautiful flute, and with it you are attracting the hearts of the gopis. Your hair is adorned with a peacock feather, and your chest is adorned with the beautiful Kasturba jewel. Right? So these are prayers that we can offer. And then we offer, my dear Lord, further prayers. Once we've glorified Him, my dear Lord, you are most merciful, therefore be merciful to me. My heart is full of dirt and unwanted things. Please be kind to me and remove these prayers. That's devotional service. Then we can serve the lotus feet of the Lord. Then we can worship the deity of the Lord. And then we can surrender our heart and soul and mind to the Lord. Now these can be, it's very difficult to do all of these, and therefore we ask and beg. We beg each and every one of you to try and do one. And Srila Prabhupada would say, what is the easiest? Yeah? What is the easiest? Chanting. It's the easiest. The process of hearing. Hearing. Hear about Krishna. But it's also good to do something physical. So therefore, Mahaprasad and his beautiful team of devotees, regularly they are having the program. Sometimes maybe come a little earlier, or ask, can come and have we help to cook? Can we maybe come cut a potato, or clean some rice, do some active service, or go to the temple. There's big festivities. We go and okay, can I buy some flowers for the Lord? I know you're all doing this, but I'm just saying it. We can always improve. Can I buy some flowers? Can I buy some fruit? Can I go down and maybe clean to help to sweep? Okay, the tiles are there. Can I offer my service? Maybe some tiles are broken. I know someone who can buy some tiles. There's some painting or renovation that needs to be done. These are services you can do. There's no qualification and there's no hard and fast rules. So take your time and volunteer yourself. You don't need to do it every single day of your life. It's a very high elevated state. But you can at least do it once a week. But take time to do some service, some active service. Will that be okay? Will that be okay? And it's really, really important because the act of Shravanam, which is hearing, leads to Atmanivedanam, which is complete surrender of ourselves to Krishna. And when we are at that stage, then we have surpassed the level of Nishtha, which is steadiness, and gone to Ruchi, which is taste. When we develop the taste, there's no need to ask. You can't help but to act. It happens spontaneously. And after the level of Ruchi, one gets to the level of Ashakti, which is deep attachment to the holy name, and that to the service of the Lord. And at that point, one can feel initial phases of bhava. But at bhava, one can see side glances, even while within this material body. You will witness glances. You will hear the ankle bells of the Lord. And when you are in prema, you are liberated even while you are in this body. Even while you are in this one. Jivan mukti hi jivado. Even while within this material body, one is considered liberated. You can all attain that stage. In Australia once, in Melbourne, Srila Prabhupada was asked, will I go back home in this life? And Prabhupada said, what this life? Now, even this second, you can become liberated. So I humbly beg that by the active engagement in the service of the Lord, especially during these tithis, these auspicious time, whatever service you perform is multiplied multifold. So please, if you're not chanting, get yourself a set of chanting beads. Chant the Mahamantra, that's Krishna's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant every day. You don't need to be vegetarian. You don't need to give up smoking. You don't need to give up alcohol. This will help you to give up all those nonsense things. It's nonsense things. It is, no matter how we sugarcoat it. Because when you go back to Krishna's place, there's no cigarettes, there's no bars, there's no butcheries. So if you want to go there, you have to give it up. Slowly, right? Slowly, non-violent. That's why Maharaj said that, be non-violent, give up the bad habits. So thank you very much for listening so patiently to me, and I really do apologize for going 13 minutes over. That was too long. I do apologize. And it was really, truly an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to be with all of you this evening, and we hope to see you. As a formal invite at both the temples in Phoenix. The first Mangal Aarti begins at 4:30 a.m. Mangal means most auspicious. So therefore, please come at that time if you can. Either there, or if you're closer to Chatsworth, you come. And the festivities will be going on throughout the day. There'll be aartis throughout the day, opportunity to do some service. Then there will be Abhishek at both our temples, I think between 9 and 11. There'll be lectures. And then at midnight is the amazing appearance of Lord Krishna. And beautiful, the pujaris, they take so much of time to dedicate their lives to that day, that midnight, decorating the Lord in beautiful paraphernalia. So please come at midnight, okay? All right. Very good. So we have a question. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. How can we get more spiritual in our lives? Because everything around us is material. Whereas the spiritual aspects is so hard to experience. How will we know if we are making any spiritual progress? Because everything is a struggle. Wow, it's quite a few questions in one. Let's go with the first one. Beautiful question. It is, truly is. How can we get more spiritual in our lives? Because everything around us is material. So Srila Prabhupada used the term Yukta Vairagya, right? Yukta Vairagya, anyone knows? Yeah. Yeah, correct. Yukta Vairagya, real renunciation, true renunciation. So when you give up everything material and become spiritual, right? But Yukta Vairagya, Srila Prabhupada used the common example of a mic, right? Made of metal, has this little foam in the front, has a switch, has a battery, etc. Take that mic, surface value, completely material, right? Completely material. Take that same mic and through it pass sound vibration about Krishna, Krishna's topics or kirtan, that mic becomes spiritual. So therefore, how one engages one's so-called material assets, that is how you make your life spiritual. Classic example, you have a house. In that house, okay, I have a fridge. In that fridge, I have Heineken, Amstel, Castle. I can't go any higher alcohol percentages. So in it, I have that. In the freezer, I have lamb, chicken, etc. Every Saturday, we have a braai. Every Friday, I'm passed out with all of the alcohol, etc. Home number 1. Home number 2. Every Friday, 7 o'clock, we put blue lights on, we put up a screen, there's a mridanga, there's a harmonium. In the fridge, spinach, bananas, cabbage, potatoes, maybe some soya, orange juice, etc., which we are taking, preparing, we're offering the food to Krishna, and we invite guests, and we're doing that. This home, number 2, second home in the example, is a spiritual home. Immediately, same bricks, same paint, same cement, same etiquette bill, same phone calls, etc. Spiritual. So that is your answer. Use whatever you have slowly in Krishna's service. Take my car, go to Blue Lagoon on a Friday, get all my friends, put up a bride, pass out. Take my car on a Friday, go to the temple in Chatsworth, engage in the service. That car, in the second example, has become spiritual. Not a difficult thing to do. All you got to do is do it. That's all. And you know what's the secret? Being with other people who do it. The power of association, right? Sadhus. Be with saintly people. If you want to give up smoking, you can't be with some people who are smoking. Never happen. May happen, very hard. So if you want to become spiritual, be with people who are spiritual. Whereas the spiritual aspect is so hard to experience. No, it's not hard to experience. Forgive me, I'm being a bit cruel, but I'm going to use one example Srila Prabhupada gave. So there's a man, he's got his eyes closed, he's holding on to a tree, and he's screaming, "Let me go! Let me go!" That's what it is. That's what it is. So we want to give it up, but we're holding on to it. And in order to give it up, you got to open up the fingers, take one hand off, take another hand off, open your eyes, step back, and dive into spiritual life. One finger at a time, all right? How will we know if we are making any spiritual progress? Because everything is a struggle. You will become happy. In the book Madhurya Kadambini, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has explained that as one progresses in the aspects of devotional service in an inoffensive way, two elements shall blossom. The first is Kleshagni. Kleshagni means Klesha Agni. Klesha, the unwanted desires. Agni, they become burnt up. And then Subhada, one develops happiness. But in order to feel these things, one has to engage in devotional service without offenses. And the first offense is Vaishnava Aparad. To blaspheme the devotee who have dedicated their lives to the propagation of the holy name. So in order to really understand, if you want Kleshagni, if you want these anarthas to be burnt up, and if you want Subhada, the struggle to end, first, don't commit offenses. Overlook it. Overlook it. You know, take it from me. I've been doing this for over 30 years. It's very easy to fall into that trap. Very easy to fall into the trap. But just forgive and forget. For your own sake. Forgive, forget, overlook any difficulties. But for those of you who are obviously beginning, be wary of it. And therefore, Radhanath Swami said that in that lecture, right? That if you insult someone, if you neglect someone, if you treat someone badly, that is violence. And don't react when somebody's done it to you, because then you're becoming violent back. And the cycle of offenses to each other will never ever be broken. And it'll go on. And you can forget about ending your struggle. Your struggle will become worse. Okay? So, slowly but surely, take to the process of devotional service. Do these things. Hear about Krishna. Chant on beads. Come and do some service. And do it with devotees who are like-minded. Do it in a happy way. Forget about the political nature of anything. And remember, Krishna wants you back home. So go and see him. More than you want to go, he wants you back. Just put your foot in the temple and watch your life change. Forget about everything else. Krishna loves you like nobody else can love you. Except Radharani, she loves you more. All right. So I hope that is okay, and if I have answered your question, okay, and if you would like more explanation, then please come and speak to me thereafter. Thank you so much for hearing me out, and a happy, happy, happy Janmashtmi for tomorrow, and a happy Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja for Sunday. Come join us in the dancing and the kirtan tomorrow at the temples. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. When Isvara Puri Prabhu is coming to Namahasha, we all are so excited and so looking forward to Prabhu's class. Clearly you can see why, because he uplifts us spiritually, and having him come to our Namahasha over this Krishna Janmashtmi weekend has been so wonderful, because I'm sure each and every one of us here are feeling so spiritually recharged. So let's give Prabhu another round of applause. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So we have some very enthusiastic devotees amongst us this evening that wanted to partake in the celebration of Sri Krishna Janmashtami, and they have very eagerly offered to render some service tonight in the form of dances. So a humble request to everyone sitting in the front, if you can please just move a little bit back for our dancers and create some space. Also, if we can move our musical instruments, our mridangas onto one side. So first up, we have a very eager young lad that is very enthusiastically waiting at the back. He is full of energy. You all might remember him. He was at our tent campaign, and he very enthusiastically came forward and he answered a question. I remember asking him his name, and he gave us his full biodata. Who remembers that? So he's such a wonderful child, such a delight, and he is here to entertain us this evening. He has a dance that he wants to share with us for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. So let's give him a huge round of applause.
मन मंदिर में सजे बिहारी मनमोहन तेरी छवि अति प्यारी मन मंदिर में सजे बिहारी मनमोहन तेरी छवि अति प्यारी बंसी बजैया रास रचैया तारनहार मेरे तुम ही केवैया तुमसे बड़ा कहाँ कौन कन्हैया श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा गोविंद सबकी राज सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी पूर्ण कीजिए काज परंपार तेरी तू माखन चोर कहावे भवसागर से सबकी नैया तू ही पार लगावे भक्तों का सहारा तू बांसुरी वाला मथुरा की बसैया ओ नंद खिलाड़ा तेरी भक्ति में नाचे सब गाता श्री कृष्ण गोविंद श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी पूर्ण कीजिए काज सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी पूर्ण कीजिए काज
And so this is Yuvan. Yuvan, what would you like to say to everybody for Krishna Janmashtami?
I like to say Krishna a really big happy birthday. Let him have a lot of fun, hug people, kiss people. And Krishna gives us love. He hugs us and he kisses. And I'm so happy all here for this Janmashtami. And also Krishna is here for you every time. Thank you. And please, I will bow down to you. And please, I'm so happy you are here. You can give us some fun and stuff. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Yuvan. Such a delight to see such an enthusiastic young lad and dancing for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. Up next, we have a very wonderful, enthusiastic Mataji, and she and I were talking about this segment that she wants to do for Krishna Janmashtami, and she was saying that she feels like she's a bit old now to be taking to the stage. But when we spoke about that, she also said that she'd like to do this to motivate and encourage everybody that there is no age, there's no limit, no age that should stop us from wanting to serve Lord Krishna. So this is the first time that she is actually performing on a stage like this, on a platform like this for Lord Krishna. So let's give her some motivation and some encouragement. Let's give her a huge round of applause. I'd like to welcome Kami Mataji to the front. And she actually has a surprise item. I myself am not even sure what the plan is, but I know she is very excited to share this with us. So please come through, Mataji.
Shri Hare Krishna to all you wonderful, beautiful souls. Prabhu, thank you so much for that really beautiful discourse. It was absolutely beautiful. As Prabhu mentioned, this is such a wonderful, auspicious time in our lives. We can actually feel that warmth, that love, that sense of celebration and happiness and joy. And I just want to say, we can make this happen every single day of our lives. We just need to look around and to remind ourselves of all that we have been blessed with by our beautiful Lord Sri Krishna to enjoy in this lifetime. My dear friends, please pardon me if I or there's a slight mishap, or the legs become a bit weak and I lose my balance. And as Mataji mentioned, I'm really doing this for the pure pleasure of our wonderful Lord Sri Krishna. Krishna, please give me the strength, and Srimati Radharani, give me the energy as well to accomplish this. Thank you so much. My dear friends, in order to just repeat some of the beautiful things that I've learned over the years from people like our wonderful Prabhu and so many others that have graced our functions, I know very, very little, just a drop in the ocean. But today, I would love to share that with every single one of you. There may be certain things that I say that may be wrong. And I would gladly invite you to correct me. We're all on this journey, learning and striving to go back home, our real home, back to Godhead, back to Krishna. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to play the role of Srimati Radharani the older version. And I'm going to now take all of you with me to the beautiful forests of Vrindavan. Absolutely beautiful. The river is flowing. Amazing flowers all over. And Srimati Radharani is picking up the most beautiful flowers to use to decorate her altar at home. And whilst on this walk, she hears a sudden sound. What can that be? What is that? Where can it be coming from? I think it's in that direction. Oh, my dear, what is wrong with you? Oh, my little one, why are you crying? Please stop. Right, whatever it is, there is a solution to that. Please stop crying. Oh, please, stop it. I'm tired of hearing that there's a solution to everything. This life is horrible. There's pain, there's suffering, there's misery. There's no food. My stomach's all empty. There's no work. Everything seems to be miserable. No, my dear. Please try to understand. We're all on this journey. Come, let me talk to you. Let me help you. Please allow me to do that. Please. Okay, and let us go back to reminding you that your beautiful Lord Krishna loves you so, so much. It's just that there are times in life when all of us, all of us around this world need to face these challenges. And you are facing them now, but it's not going to go on forever. But you've got to be strong. You've got to have hope. You've got to be optimistic, and you've got to believe that if you try hard enough, you will be able to resolve all those problems. Do you think so? Yes, I'm certain. I'm absolutely certain. Challenges will always be there. There will be times when you feel helpless and hopeless. But always remember, in your darkest hours, in your worst days ever, the greatest learning takes place. The greatest evolvement takes place of you becoming a better version of yourself. The greatest progress is made of you moving towards Krishna. So never ever lose hope, my dear friends. Never lose hope, my little one. Always remember that with Krishna in your heart and right by your side every step of the way, you have absolutely nothing to fear. Just try the best you can. Do the best you can. Serve in the best way you can. Perform your duty in the best way you can. Perform with love. Every action of yours, let it be done with love. Making that cup of tea for your spouse. preparing that meal for your children. All of that is devotional service. Because every single soul is connected to Krishna. And how much of joy and excitement Krishna feels when people are treated with love and kindness. And that is what is meant by bringing joy into the heart of Krishna himself. Be good to one another. Whatever the problem, whatever the conflict, it can be resolved. There is a solution. There's never a problem without a solution. So I'm going to leave you with that, my dear friends. Just be strong and always remember, your worst days, you will look back as the best days when you became the strongest person ever. Sometimes you surprise yourself by showing yourself that resolve, that tenacity, that strength, that energy to overcome. And overcome you can. Hare Krishna to all of you. Tvime vomata citatu miho. Tvevo bandhu staka miho. My dear sweet Lord Krishna, Lord of Lords, you are my mother. You alone, Lord Krishna, my father. You alone are my friend. You alone, my sweet Lord, are my family. You alone, my wealth. My dear sweet Krishna, you alone, my intelligence. My dear sweet Lord Krishna, you are everything. Let us open our hands up. Ready? Hare Krishna. Please sing along with me. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare. And close your eyes and actually see Krishna in front of you. Right? And remember, he's on his way. He's just a few hours away from being with all of us. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna ki Jai Shri Janmashtmi ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. Wow, that was absolutely amazing. So much of talent, Mataji. First time you took to a platform like this and it was so heartfelt and so beautiful. So let's give Mataji another round of applause. Up next to dazzle us once again, we have another set of dancers. These are two beautiful sisters, and they are Kirti and Alia Singh. They have joined our Namahasha recently, and they are absolutely enthusiastic. You all would remember them as they took part in our Krishna Janmashtmi tent campaign, and I must say they are such lovely children. They are so enthusiastic to serve Lord Krishna, so they are here to also dance for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. Let's give them another round of applause.
नैनों वाला, जिसकी दीवानी ब्रिज की है बाला, वो कृष्णा है, वो कृष्णा है, वो कृष्णा है, वो कृष्णा है, कृष्णा है। जो है अलबेला मद नैनों वाला, जिसकी दीवानी ब्रिज की है बाला, वो कृष्णा है, वो कृष्णा है, वो कृष्णा है, कृष्णा है।
Absolutely beautiful. And I was watching them and looking at the lovely smiles on their faces. So stunning, so beautiful, so much of enthusiasm. Let's give them another round of applause. So we look forward to you all dancing at our future programs as well. I know that would certainly please Lord Krishna. So thank you so much. So there's no birthday celebration that is complete without birthday cake, and we have a delicious looking cake out here in the front. And yes, we are celebrating Lord Krishna's birthday. Tomorrow is Krishna Janmashtmi, the most important festival on our Vaishnav calendar, and we all are so excited. We are looking forward to tomorrow so much. As Isvara Puri Prabhu said, that we all going to be at the temples, New Jagannath Puri in Phoenix, Shri Shri Radha Radhanath in Chatsworth. It's a whole day festival starting from Mangal Aarti at 4:30 in the morning, continuing right till midnight. Delicious prasad, so much of activity, so much of excitement. So we look forward to each and every one of you being there with us, as well as share this invite to all your friends and family as well. Tell them to come to the temple, take darshan of the deities. There's really, really so much happening at the temples tomorrow, so you all don't want to miss this. Tomorrow, as I said, is Krishna Janmashtmi, and the very next day after that, the 17th of August, Sunday, is Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja. Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, so it is a very auspicious day. Please do come to the temple as well tomorrow on Sunday, where we will be celebrating Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. And also it's very auspicious because we are celebrating the 50th year anniversary of Srila Prabhupada coming to South Africa. So we're expecting a double celebration on Sunday. So please do avail yourselves for Saturday and Sunday. And August is a very exciting month because after that we have the 24th of August, where our Lamercy Namahasha is cooking the Sunday love feast at Shri Shri Radha Radhanath. So as usual, whenever we have these wonderful service opportunities, we look forward to y'all's kind association. We look forward to y'all's love and support. So a humble request to please avail yourselves for the 24th of August as well. We will be cooking at the Hare Krishna temple in Chatsworth, and we require everybody's love, support and assistance on that day for us to be cooking for the entire crowd at the Sunday Love Feast. So that's the 24th of August. And on the 29th of August is our next Namahasha. And we have His Grace Swarup Damodar Prabhu that will be coming. And he was the temple president at Shri Shri Radha Radhanath. We all know him very well. Recently he's been in India and he's been engaged in service there. He will be coming to South Africa for a few weeks. So a wonderful opportunity to get Swarup Prabhu's association. He will be here at the next Namahasha. And the very next day, we still celebrating in August, is Radha Astami. Very, very auspicious because in order to obtain Shri Krishna's love, we have to request it from Srimati Radharani. So a very important day as well, Radha Astami, and that is the appearance of our dear Srimati Radharani. So we do have this beautiful cake out, and I would like to make a request for Mahaprasad Prabhu and Madhurya Mataji to please come forward. Much to their reluctance, but let's give them a round of applause. I can get the scolding later. Please come forward, Mataji and Prabhu. So you all know Mahaprasad Prabhu and Madhurya Mataji. They are the leaders of our Lamasi Namahasha. This is their home. They've opened up their homes and hearts to all of us. They engage us in such wonderful service here for the Lamasi Namahasha, as well as they run Food for Life Coastal, which is such an amazing service as well. It happens every weekend where Prabhu and Mataji get together with a whole lot of devotees and they serve delicious prasad to Sea Tides, Desanagar, Tangash, and surrounding areas. Mataji, please come forward. No, you have to come forward. Mataji's going. You have to come forward, Mataji. Come, let's give her a round of applause. Come, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you all for joining us this evening. So, I never really got the opportunity to thank you all for the Janmashtmi program, because each and every one of you actually worked very hard. Even the small thing that you all did was very important to make that program a very successful one. There were some devotees who kept on pushing me long before the Janmashtmi program. They saying, Prabhu, we can't do it like we did last year. We have to start early. And you know who you are, Prabhu. So, unfortunately, Krishna has his own plan. So, in the end, it's always hectic. It's always a rush. And for all the devotees that stood by us, that came in even after hours, those devotees that help us dismantle all those wonderful things that we put together, we'd like to thank you for all the time, that initiative, that energy that you all spent. It was well spent. That association, that camaraderie, everything was very, very beautiful. So each and every one of you, from the raising of funds, for collecting of bhoga, for running around, buying things, picking up things, organizing, coming cleaning, making kachoris way in advance. So all those things there, that is true devotional service, and I thank you all for it. And it takes a lot for somebody to actually come and work together with others. We can't even live sometimes with our own family. So I actually admire and appreciate all of you all for actually coming together so lovingly and doing the service. It is very pleasing to Krishna and Srila Prabhupada, and that is a bhakti you will feel. That is a love and that appreciation you will feel. And that is one of the ways you'll know that you're growing spiritually. So thank you so much. And this is a beautiful cake. I know Keegan wants to save half for himself. So just watch him. So thank you so much. I pray you'll have an awesome evening and a beautiful Krishna Janmashtmi. And we'll see you all at the temple. Hare Krishna.
So a very big thank you to Mahaprasad Prabhu and Madhurya Mataji for everything that they do for all of us and the community at large. So thank you once again for attending this evening's Namahasha program. Rasika Prabhu will perform Aarti, and we have Isvara Puri Prabhu that's going to render his very heartfelt and ecstatic kirtans. We all are absolutely looking forward to his melodious voice. And once again, a big thank you to each and every one of you, to our dancers, to everybody that's offered their help, and to Mataji's team that is always here for every Namahasha program, assisting her. A very big thank you to each and every one of you. Cookie Mataji, you and your family, all of y'all are always here helping. So a very big thank you to each and every one of you. And we look forward to seeing you at our next Namahasha, and that's the 29th of August. And we have His Grace Swarup Damodar Prabhu that will be with us. And a big thank you to our Kirtan team. We have Chanson Prabhu here. Let's give him a round of applause. So Chanson Prabhu was at the Sri Sri Radha Radhanath temple on Wednesday where we had a senior citizen program, and he had an hour slot, and I promise you everybody was loving it so much that they actually requested more and more and more. So Prabhu, thank you for being here with us. Very talented musician, and also spent many, many years serving at Sri Sri Radha Radhanath and all the other venues. So our kirtan team will now lead us into kirtan, and thank you once again. Do not leave without partaking in the delicious, sumptuous prasad that's awaiting y'all. Hare Krishna.
EAB, right? Okay, we can have more Mridanga players this time if you guys are available. So everybody please rise for the Aarti. Okay. Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Vasudhya Desatarine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Punyavadi Pastuta Desatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Everyone, as loud as you
Hare
can.
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Everyone, clap your hands
Krishna
and chant as loud as you can.
Krishna Hare Hare
Shri Krishna Janmashtmi Mahamahotsav ki jai.
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Oh Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
The holy name.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Oh Premanande.
Rama Hare Rama Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Oh Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everyone sing along.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Everybody again.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Ram Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna
So everyone, hands right up in the air. Krishna, 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 Krishna,